This is to let you know how self-check, my proof that self-check doesn't work. You go to a grocery store and they've got check stands. They used to have maybe 10 check stands with 5 of them open. Now they have like 3 check stands and only 2 of them are open. Maybe all of them are open. And then they've got between 4 and 8 self-check stands where you can go check out your own groceries. And supervising this is one checker. I think this is stupid. It was bad enough, big enough of an insult when you had 10 check stands and only 5 of them open or 3 of them open. That's big enough insult. And okay, that's check stands not being used and so money that's not profitable for the company. However, self-check is a dumb idea. Let me prove it. When given the choice, almost nobody goes to self-check. You can go into a store at a low point of business and notice that every customer is in regular check stands. And almost nobody is in self-check. Usually only those with really small orders are ever tempted to go into self-check, and even then, there's got to be a line. There's got to be a reason for them to go into self-check. They won't do it by themselves. They won't do it if they can be served by a checker. Very, very few people want to learn a new way of checking out. They don't want to have to do it themselves. They don't want to have to learn a new skill if they don't need to. And checking is a skill, just like bagging is a skill. Do you put heavy objects on top of eggs when you bag? No, you had to learn this. Checking is a skill. You have to be able to do it right and think and listen, so that you're not accidentally ringing up 2 of them at the same time or something like this when you only have one. And heck, if you can do it, if you can go through a check stand and have it all done for you, why bother, right? Also, people love being able to send an employee back for an item that they missed. Especially old ladies. Oh, I forgot that little snack pack pudding. Would you send someone back for it? Or, oh, we forgot milk. Could you send someone back? Well, now, of course, it's the box clerks that are doing this for them. But interceding for them is the checker. The checker is the one that sends the box clerk back, that's responsible for making sure that the box clerk is doing that. If you don't have a checker, or if the checker who is supervising the self-check is busy with someone else who's doing the same thing, you have to wait. And waiting for something that you need immediately is worse than just waiting in line for your turn. Customers also ask questions about item prices. Oh, how much is this before you ring it up? Or they demand price checks. Oh, it rang through it at $3.50. Oh, no, it's supposed to be 99 cents. That's not right. You have to do a price check. These are customer service things. Again, these things you can't do very easily in self-check. Customers frequently need to put things back. They decide at the last minute they don't want them, or once everything gets totaled, then they, oh, that's too much. I can't spend that much. I don't have that much. Let me see. I need to put some things back. If you do that in self-check, you're going to freeze the computer. It's going to gum everything up. And again, you need the checking supervisor to come over and help you with that. Well, why not just go through a regular check stand and that person does it for you? Customer experience is a problem in self-check. There's only one checking clerk to help out, like I said. And the only time I've ever seen the checking clerk, the supervisor, ever not busy with a customer is when there's no customers in the self-check. And usually when they are helping someone, it's someone who doesn't know how to do the self-check and they need the clerk to do it for them. Well, then what about all the other people that are in the self-check? They're just out of luck because this guy is busy, right? And again, you have between 4 and 8 self-check stations for one supervising checker. But whenever people comment on why they like the store or not, or why they go back, sometimes they say, oh, because I'm able to get in and out quickly. I can find what I want and get out quickly. But none of them ever cite the fact that they have a self-check. Oh, I love going into that store because I can check things out myself. Nobody says that. No one ever says that. The biggest element that will make or break a business is customer service, and especially in grocery customer service. Self-check is not equipped with customer service. It's not equipped with meaningful customer service other than a pleasant voice or a nice-looking screen. It doesn't smile at you. It doesn't greet you. It doesn't answer your questions. It doesn't solve minor problems. It doesn't contact the manager if you need to. It doesn't make sure that you are satisfied as a customer. It's a machine. And they can program machines to be as friendly as possible and as user-friendly as possible, but it's still not the person. And that's what people go in for. They might be attracted to a particular chain because of price, but they go to a particular store because of customer service. I've seen it happen many times. People love PetSmart, for example. Not to pick on anybody or leave anybody out, but they like PetSmart. And they go in there because the prices are less, or because they got a great coupon or something like this, or they offer a service that nobody else has. But when they're in there, they're not treated well. They go to a different PetSmart. They'll still go to PetSmart. They go to a different one that treats them well. And self-check does not have that possibility. Now, if I'm right, if I'm right, stores will have to do one of two things. They'll either have to admit they made a mistake and probably admit that they're losing money and take the stupid things out, or they'll have to give an incentive to the customer so that we will be motivated to go to the self-check rather than the regular check stand. Like in the 80s and 90s, it was, if you buy in bulk, you save money. So people said, well, it's okay. I can buy for enough stuff for 2 months if I'm saving money. They were willing to do that. The store said, well, you have to bag your own groceries, but it's to save you money. And the customer said to themselves, well, if I'm saving money, I'm willing to bag my own groceries, and I learn to bag my own groceries. They've done this with club cards. Club card. It's a tedious thing. It's one more card in my wallet or on my keychain. I have to show it every time. It's information that I give them so that they can send me flyers that I don't want and don't need and throw away anyway. And they keep tabs on all my purchases that I don't really like the idea of, but it saves me money. So, okay. We do all kinds of things for these grocery stores just so that we can save money. We go clear across town for the Costco. Why? Saves us money. We go clear across town for a different store. Why? Saves us money. We're interested in saving money. We clip all those stupid coupons. Why? Save us money. Why are we spending all the time clipping coupons? Saving us money. So the other thing that grocery stores can do, start saving us money on the self-check. Give us an incentive. Tell us that you'll take 2% off, or for every $50 spent, you're going to save us $1. Whatever it is, you give us a monetary incentive, a discount for using self-check. Maybe we'll open ourselves up to learning how to do a self-check and putting up with the inconveniences of a self-check, and slowly get rid of the checker. Which, by the way, that's the worst part. Anytime you replace a human with a machine, ethically you have to always think twice. Is this really the best thing to do? Now, I can see if you're in a factory and the person's job is only to stir. That's it. Or the person's job is only to put a cap on a pen. Well, that's not really a meaningful job. So you might replace it with a machine. But if you replace the human with a machine, put the human somewhere else, that they can do a better job, that they're more creative, that they can put their handprint on. That's the ethics. So it'd be interesting to see in the next couple of years if they take self-checks out or they start giving us discounts when they start realizing no one's using them.